Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ol'SargeCollects. Last week, I was featured on the channel For Collectors For Collectors, and I was interviewed by John 3D80s Kid. Now, that was a lot of fun, and during the interview, I had mentioned that I had a lot of cards in my collection that I'd never shared before on my channel. And so the reason why I've never shared a lot of these cards is because I just feel like you see them on other channels, so why should I show them on mine? And so I kind of formed my channel around cards that you don't often see. But that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy, all the cards from the 1950s and other cards. Now, John and some of my friends have referred to these kind of cards as big boy cards. I don't really consider them big boy cards. Most of my cards, I feel like anybody has the possibility, to get. So I'm looking at these cards as, just cards that I've enjoyed picking up, but I didn't want to just show you things that you're always capable of seeing on anyone else's channel. So, but anyway, I know I've downplayed that quite a bit, but here are the cards that I've either only shown once on my channel or I've never shown at all. And so it's going to go from the 1800s all the way down to 1968. I'll go through these rather quickly because I know that's a lot of cards. I hope you enjoy, and please feel free to leave any kind of comment you want down in the comments. So most of these are all going to be baseball. Only a handful are going to be non-sports, okay? I think actually the only first two are going to be non-sports. So the first one is going to be this 1888 Duke and Sons N76 Great American set, and this is of George Washington. This, I would have to say, is probably the most sought-after card in this set. And here's the back, and it got a 2 on it. And there's something in the sleeve. Anyway, so then the next one is another highly sought-after George Washington card, and that's from the 1889 Kenny Brothers Leaders set. And so really love this card. It's got, him in that famous scene right here, and here's the back on it. I've featured this card only one other time, maybe twice, but this one right here I've only featured one time in my collection. So, all right, so this next one I've only featured one time in my collection, and this is the T205 Gold Border Walter Johnson. Really love the gold border set, the T205 set. And I'm really torn between, do I like the T206 set or the T205 set more? And I can't quite decide. So here's the back on this one. All right, so the next one is one of my favorite cards in my collection. This is the T205 Gold Border Ty Cobb. And I used to have more cards from this set in my collection, and I've mentioned before that, I used to have more cards than this that were from the early days and from the 1950s, but I sold a lot of them, to actually help put the down payment on this house that I'm living in now. So, all right, so here is the 1925 Turf Cigarettes baseball card, and this is from the Sports Records set, and this is in an SGC 5, and I sent this one in myself for grading. Actually, come to think of it, so I'll let you know which ones I've sent in for grading myself. So far, all three of these I sent in for grading. So anything in a PSA, I've never sent in anything from to PSA. So all right, so this next one is from the 1929 Churchman Cigarettes set. This is Sports and Games in Many Lands, and this is for American football. And so this is in an SGC 4. I also sent this one in for grading, as well as I did this one. This is, I have 2 Babe Ruth cards. This is one of them, and I've shown this one on my channel a couple of times. But this is from the same set as that football card, the 1929 Churchman Cigarettes. Love the image on this one. All right, and so I showed this one during the interview. I've only shown this on my channel one other time. This is the 1931 Wills Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse card. This is considered to be Walt Disney's rookie card and is highly sought after within this set. So, next I've got the 1934 Hill card, the R&J Hill. This is of Tris Speaker, and I believe this has multiple sports represented in the set. This one I think is the, I think there's a handful of baseball in this set, so. And I've got a lot of noises outside my window. So I've got this dog next door that barks at anything. It barks at leaves flying by and all this stuff. It's kind of annoying, but hope you don't mind. Anyway, here's my 1934 to 36 Diamond Stars Lefty Grove. I've only ever shown this once, and this is in an SGC4. And you can probably hear the dog right now. Totally annoying. All right. Next one is this 34-36 Diamond Stars Rogers Hornsby. Really love this card, mainly because you can see the fans in the background. They're in the bleachers, so really love that aspect of it. All right, one of my favorite players, Mel Ott, a hometown hero here in New Orleans, and this is his Diamond Stars card. And then I've got, from the same set, I've got this Hank Greenberg in a 3.5. Really love the centering on this one. Honestly, I don't even know why it's a 3.5. The surface is impeccable. It's got great coloring. You know, centering is great. Corners are great. There's no wrinkles. I honestly think this is, you know, just a completely undergraded card. So, all right. Then I've also got this 1934-36 Diamond Stars of Jimmy Fox. Now, come to think of it, I have another Mel Ott card that I should show you. It's from my play ball set, and I don't have it in this group. Anyway, I've got this 1938 Gaudy Big Head of Hank Greenberg. So I love showing these together. And then I've got a 1938 Big Head, or I'm sorry, Heads Up. 1938 Heads Up of Bob Feller. This is his rookie card. And I sent this one in for grading as well. And then I've got the Heads Up Jimmy Fox. Now, I would love to have this one with the cartoons and have that double X below there. So here's the two Jimmy Fox cards that I have. All right, now we're moving on into the 40s. And the first card I'm going to share with you from the 40s is this play ball of Ted Williams. I've shown this twice on my channel so far. And I'm not a big fan of this card, to be honest with you, but more or less because it's got the writing on the back. So I'm just not a huge fan of that. I would like to find out who Ken Wood is, though. But, yeah. And then I've got the Joe DiMaggio card from the same set. This one's in a PSA 1. And here's the back of that. So like I said, I have the Mel Ott from this set. I just forgot it. It's in another box somewhere. All right, here's a card I've never shown on my channel before. This is my 48 leaf Ted Williams. And I love the coloring on this one. It's got a really clean surface. Terrible off-centering and some pretty soft corners. But I do love the image on it. It's really crystal clear, that image is. Here's my Stan Musial from the same set. And this is in a pour 1. As you can tell, it's missing a chunk. And it's also got some off-centering. But, you know, it's my favorite quote-unquote Stan Musial rookie, even though he actually started playing in 1941. So, all right. So on the interview, I also showed this card. This is my 1951 Bowman Ted Williams. I used to have the 50 Ted Williams, and I sold it to get this house. Here's my 1952 Bowman Stan Musial. So at one point in time, I had the entire player run of Stan Musial, and I've since sold the majority of my cards, again, to help raise money for the down payment on this house. So, all right. Here's a couple of cards I got from the same 1952 Bowman set. This is Richie Ashburn. And I have Robin Roberts. I also have from the same set, Bob Feller. And I used to have all my Dodgers. But like I said, I'm going to keep repeating myself. I sold them. So, I do plan on getting those back because I'm going to start collecting the 52 Bowman set. Anyway, here's the only 52 Topps card that I have. I used to have the Bob Feller, and I had a couple other ones. I think I had Duke Snider as well. Again, sold them. So here's Ted Kluszewski. Moving into 53, I've got this 53 Topps Pee Wee Reese in a PSA 2. Like I said, all these cards are really obtainable. Nothing that I would consider to be out of reach. Here's the Bob Feller 53 Topps. Here's the back of it. That's in a 3.5. Now, this I would consider to be a big boy card because I remember what I paid for it. Here's the 53 Topps Willie Mays. Love that image. Again, this is a short print. It's probably my favorite Willie Mays in his run. And here's the back. Here's my 53 Jackie. And I want to upgrade this card at some point. That's in a 1.5. Here's my 53 Mantle. I'd like to upgrade this one as well. I'm not fond of the centering on it. And so that will probably be in the future at some point. All right, moving on to 53 Bowman. I've only got 2 cards, I think, in this set. I used to have the Bob Feller, but you know the old spiel. Sold it. Here's the Stan Musial. This was a raw card that I sent in for grading. And I've got the Mickey Mantle. Here's the back. And that's in a 3. Oh, and I forgot one card from the 53 Topps. Here's the Yogi. Love that Yogi image. Just an awesome, iconic image for Yogi Berra. All right, so now I'm up to 1954. Now, keep in mind, I used to have nearly every Hall of Fame card that was in 1954, with the exception of the oversized cards. But I had most of the food issues as well. So here's one I sent in for grading. This 1954 Dandy Potato Chips of Duke Snider. Here's the back on that. Same goes with this Bob Feller. Love these Wilson Franks. So really just an iconic set in my opinion. I mean, who doesn't love a pack of wieners on the card? All right, so shout out to my buddy Dylan. He wanted to see this card. This is my 54 Wilson Franks of Roy Campanella. Love, love, love this card. And then here's another one I sent in for grading. This 54 Dandy Potato Chips of Bob Feller. So shout out to all my Cleveland buddies. Here's one of, it's a Red Heart of Nelson Fox. This one you don't see very often within this set. You see a lot of the other players, but I found that Nelson Fox must have been a short print or something because I don't really see it as often. Then I have Tommy Lasorda. I've had the pleasure of meeting him in person a handful of times. This is his rookie card in a VG3. Here's the back on that one. All right, I've shown this a couple of times. I probably shouldn't have included it in this, but this is the 54 Top Scoop Babe Ruth. And I bought this one ungraded, sent it in for grading myself. So. Here's a big one. I would consider this to be a big one. This is the 54 Dandy Potato Chips Mickey Mantle. I've never shown this one before. Welcome to YouTube. Here's one of this 1954 Bowman Ted Williams. This is the one that the card that shouldn't have been. And really love this image of Teddy Ballgame. Awesome image. Here's another one of my favorites. The Mick from 1954 Bowman. And there you go. Now I have a Jackie. This is my 54 Topps Jackie Robinson and a PSA 4. Here's the back on that one. And I want to upgrade this one as well. This is my 1954 Bowman Willie Mays. I absolutely love this one. Aside from his 53 Topps, I think this is my second favorite Willie Mays card. Now, I do love his 55 Topps that I've never had, but I do plan on getting that one day. Here's my 1954 Red Heart of the Mick, and I just absolutely love this Red Heart set. It's just quintessential 1950s in my opinion, and this one is the key card in the set, so just love it. I mean, if I were to pick one card to represent the 1950s, like what it meant to be in the 1950s, I think it would be this card. All right, then I've got another Stan the Man card in this 1954 Red Heart Stan Musial card. And I've got Al Kaline's rookie. Shout out to all my Detroit guys. And here is Ernie Banks' rookie. I'm going to upgrade this at some point. Now, I think it looks great from a distance, but when you get up close, you can start seeing all the creases and everything. And it looks like somebody just crumpled it up and then flattened it out. So I'm definitely going to upgrade this at some point. So I do have Hank Aaron's rookie. And I've shown this, I think, twice on my channel. And it's got paper loss, which is the reason for the one. I don't have any desire to upgrade this one because I think the front of it looks great. So, and then I've got the Johnston Cookies rookie of Hank Aaron as well. So there's that one. All right, so that covers all of 1954. And now we're going to go into 1955. So let's start with this 55 golden stamps of Tommy Lasorda. The only other image of him on a cardboard that represents the Dodgers, his time on the Dodgers. And so love the ball bag down here. That's just an awesome image. And then I've got, these are some of my favorite Stan Musial cards, and they actually came from a box top for a glove. And so I've got this one here. this horizontal card, and they're all blank back. And I've also got this one here, which I think might be my favorite out of all of them. Then I've got a 55 Bowman Mickey Mantle in a 2.5. Here's the back. And I've got a 55 Jackie in a 2. And sorry if this is kind of a longer video. I have a lot of cards I've never shared before. Got this 55 Bowman Hank Aaron in a 3.5. It's got really soft corners, but I like the centering on it. And then I've got this 56. So now we're in 1956. I got this 56 Duke Snider in a 4, BVG 4. I'm going to send this in for crossover at some point. I've got this 56 Jackie in a 3. And love that image there. This is his last card. And then I've got this 56 Roberto Clemente. And shout out to all my Clemente fans. So I've got a kind of a story that goes behind this one. Essentially, I bought this card because I originally had this card as a kid, and then it ripped in half because I didn't know what I was doing. And so one of the first cards I wanted to get when I got back into the hobby was I wanted to redeem myself and get a new Roberto Clemente 56 card. Here's my 1956 Topps Mickey Mantle. One of my favorite cards of his. It's an iconic card as well. Here's my 56 Topps of Ted Williams. I think this one's a little bit undergraded, but nevertheless, I didn't mind paying for a 2.5. Here's my 56 Bob Feller. And that's in an SGC 3. Moving on to 57. Here's my 57 Mickey Mantle in a PSA 3. Love the ghost image right here. Love that image. Here's a favorite. This is that 57 Topps Yankees Power Hitters card of Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra. And then I've got this, also another iconic card in the hobby. This 57 Dodger Sluggers card with 3 Hall of Famers and Carl Furillo, who's also a great batter. And then last in 57, I've got this Duke Snider. I actually have the Pee Wee Reese, but I don't like the image. The image is faded on it, so I'm going to be selling that. All right, down to the last stack. I've got this 1958 Topps Mickey Mantle. Here's what started it all. When I got back into the hobby, I wanted to have a Mickey Mantle card because just to say I had one. I wasn't intending on starting up collecting again. I just was kind of reinventing myself and thought, well, okay, I never had a Mickey Mantle card growing up. Why not? Why shouldn't I have one in my collection? And so I sought after Mickey Mantle cards. And when I got into the hobby, this was the least expensive one, that was in decent condition that I could find. And so this was my first vintage pickup ever was this card right here. This is what started everything for me. All right, I've also got this 58 Topps World Series batting foes with Mickey Mantle and Hank Aaron in an SGC 3. And I've shown this once before. I've got this 58 Topps Stan Musial All-Star. Love that image. And it's his first appearance on a Topps card. I think I've shown this one once before. This is the 58 Irish Root Beer of Pee Wee Reese. Here's the back. All right, winding down, just some random cards I've never shown. 58 Topps Rival Fence Busters of the Say Hey Kid and the Duke of Flatbush. Then I've got this 58 Topps of Slugger Supreme, Ted Kluszewski and Ted Williams. I've got, now we're in 59, I've got this 1959 Hank Aaron. Here's the back. And this 1959 Duke Snider. I've got a 59 Mickey Mantle. I've got a 59 Al Kaline. 59 Kaline. I guess it kind of rhymes. That's kind of, never realized that before. So I sent that in for grading, and I lucked out on that grade, I feel. And I also sent this one in for grading. And this is my favorite Frank Robinson card out of all his cards. So love this image. And so, yeah, this is the 59 Topps Frank Robinson. Then I've got 59 of Stan Musial. I love the blue and the blue sky here. It's almost a continuation of blue. So I think it blends really nicely. I've got this 59 Topps of Brooks Robinson and a 6. Got this 59 Topps NL Hitting Kings of Richie Ashburn and Willie Mays. Down to the last two. 59 Topps Fence Busters with Hank Aaron and Eddie Matthews. And the last card I'm going to share that I've never shown before is this 1968 Topps Rookie of Nolan Ryan in a 2.5. All right, guys, so this pretty much sums up this video. I'm sorry for it being long. Like I said, I have a lot of cards here I've never shared with you before, and it'll probably be some time before you see them again. I might do some pair-ups in my, the series I've got going on, the rummage battles. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. Keep hunting the good stuff, and we'll see you later.